Wherever you may be, can truth be far behind? Heaven Letter number 5169. January 19, 2015. Let's look at everything in a new way. Why on earth look at everything the same old way? Why be bound with boundaries? Life may be compared to an escalator that keeps going up. If you have been getting off at the second floor all the time, note that there are other floors above, and each floor contains something that the floor below did not. Of course, in a department store, the fifth floor may not be more wonderful than the fourth floor. When it comes to consciousness, each floor has different offerings, and each floor builds on the one before. Each floor is golden in the sense that this is the floor you are on and where you belong until you leap to what we call a higher floor. Is each floor easier to assimilate? Yes and no, yet there is nothing to question. You don't want to go back to a lower floor, and so you rise higher, ready or not. When you rise, you are ready, no matter how stretched you may feel. After all, you did advance to a new floor. Of course, in life, the floors are not so easily identified. You may have risen to the seventh floor without realizing it. Or, let us consider that you have always been on one magnificent floor. This is closer to the truth. There is something great about discovering what floor you are on, and you may hardly believe that you have been on the top floor all along. You just weren't able to read the signs until, gradually or abruptly, you spotted the floor number you are on and are amazed. All of life is amazing. The floor you end up on, as if there is an end, may indeed be the floor you were always on, and yet you couldn't assimilate this idea. Now, whether you want to or not, you assimilate it. You may have thought you lived in a hovel, and now you see that all the time, unbeknownst to you, you have been living in a castle. You had servants and angels ready to perform your will all along, and yet you didn't see what you had available to you. In a way, it is like you had been struck dumb somewhere in the long past, and now the spell is over. You can see. You can hear. You can speak. And your heart takes a leap. You begin to see that you are where you always wanted to be, only your awareness was lagging. Wherever you may be, can truth be far behind? Beloveds, truth has been right at your heels all along. What has changed? Your awareness is changed. Once you were asleep, and now you are awake. You are dazzled, and you pinch yourself. Yes, you are awake. All the other floors were imagined. You lined them up logically. Unbelievable as it may be, even on the top floor, you can have a few bumps. You have to get acclimated. And this is what life on earth is about, getting acclimated to the idea that you have already risen. On earth, there is more than one thing to acclimate yourself to, and glory is one of them. You arrived on earth without a map in your hand. You arrived uninitiated to the reality of life on earth, not the presumed reality but the truth. I speak of bringing heaven down to earth. Even so, heaven and earth have always been one, just as you have been one with me regardless of how you see it. Beloveds, if you are always with me, where can you possibly be but in heaven? There is nowhere else that anyone can be. You are with me regardless of what you may think. Where I am, you are, and this is the truth of the story you tell. Lost on earth? Impossible. That can only be a theory you bought into. And now there is truth to know and truth to tell. Welcome, lads and lassies, we are in heaven where there is one floor, and no ceiling to it. Channeled by Gloria Wendroff. heavenletters.org